Reviews, the biggest news, the what's new, and the who's who. Welcome to the Daily Gamer podcast with Joe Mango and James.
Welcome to the Daily Gamer podcast number 11. We've made it. Woo! This is hosted by me, Joe Mango, and
James.
We are obviously from Daily Gamer. We do loads of gaming content. We do some like gaming reviews, some playthroughs sometimes when we're just bored. We do some streams.
Cool interviews.
Yeah, oh my God, we do some great interviews, I think. Today, we've got a fantastic guest. This is the founder of YaLLa Esports, Klaus. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Honestly, it's been very exciting. I think I messaged you on LinkedIn like a couple months ago even. And it's taken a bit of time to get you in, but that's probably because I wasn't following up quick enough.
Oh, that's your fault, yeah.
To be fair, it is my fault.
Well, here we are.
So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you all the serious interview questions later on. We like to start with something a little bit more fluffy and fun. If you were stuck, okay? If you were
fluffy and fun,
yeah.
If you're stuck.
If you're stuck. Fluffy. I mean, depends how you take it.
Yeah.
Really.
No. Okay, anyway. Right, let's get our head out the gutter. If you were stuck on a desert island, what game would you bring with you? Now you can just do like one at a time, but we can keep going through different games.
Whoa. We need to define. Is there internet?
Oh.
Last time we did it,
I think no internet.
So like single player games basically, like
yeah, but
yes.
I feel like online games, so games that require like online is fine.
Yeah, okay, let's
but not
not
like
go
big
to
multiplayer.
technicalities.
Like
They need to log in, you know. Like that's no games. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Single
so
player games.
Not like World of Warcraft is a massive multiplayer online game, right?
Yeah.
Not that. Other games.
Okay, fine.
Do you want to start, Klaus? You got one?
I would go let's take something recent. Elden Ring. That definitely got me like hooked and spent a good amount of hours. So that's a good start.
That is a good one because Elden Ring, not only is the game massive and takes a long time to just complete in general, but you can build your character in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, replayability.
Replayability, because that's what you're going to need if you're stuck on an island. Yeah,
exactly.
I actually got about 50 hours through Elden Ring, was probably like 80% through, and then I got stuck in Farrell Missoula, or whatever it's called. Farron Missoula?
I can't remember. Is that a main boss or side boss?
No, it's actually like the area. It's like the area, and there's like a dragon on the side of the thing.
Oh, the massive dragon.
Yeah. So I got pretty stuck there. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start again. So I made a new character and made him a mage and just had a lot of fun running around with that. So I actually haven't completed the game. But I'm sure if I was stuck on a desert island, I'd have plenty of time to try them all out. Yeah. What kind of build did you go for on Elden Ring? Which one did you like?
The one that I completed the game with was definitely a mage. I'm a caster, so I like to, but the melee, I tried a couple melee builds, but not that great success.
I think that was my issue, is I went for like a sword and shield build and thought, it'd be great because I can block and stuff. Yeah. But I then realized that actually...
Is that what is like advised you start on if you're like a noob?
I guess so, but it's a good way to like learn how the mechanics work of the game, like because you have to really be able to block and dodge and all of that stuff. But if you want to just run through it and just cast loads of spells from a distance and run away, cast more spells.
Okay. It's not. Now you're making it sound like I'm playing on easy mode. It's not that easy. Okay.
It's still ridiculously hard. But yeah, I think when you're, you still have to like dodge crazy abilities, and these bosses will charge 20 feet in like a second, and you have to dodge that, and like, so it is still ridiculously hard. But that is a great first one to kick things off. If I was stuck on a desert island, Elden Ring, I probably would take that as well. Yeah. James, have you got a game?
Well, I would like to think about the reason you're on this desert island, right? Okay. And you think about the
how you got there, is what you're saying.
And the mistakes you made in your life that led you to this point, right?
How did you get to the island?
Let's not get into that. But let's say you wanted to make amendments.
Okay.
So I would.
Are you saying you've been
I'm
banished?
trying to figure out what game we're going to, and I'm so lost already.
Me too.
I would bring The Sims. Okay, let me say why. Because then, you can live your life simulated. Obviously, make the right choices and be satisfied. But you can do that over and over again, and you can make different choices.
Okay, I get you.
It may not take you off the island that you ended up on.
Yeah. So you're saying, like, essentially, you're stuck on an island, so you're going to live a different life.
Yeah.
In the in a virtual reality kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
From a child to an old person.
And then I guess when you die, you can just start again.
Yeah, and then do things differently.
Actually, if we look at these old school games, just hit me. What is that? Tropico or something? This kind of Sims game where you're like it's a cartel, I guess, or mafia. You're
Tropico.
running. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's kind of like an island that you are building and managing. So if we want to look for, you feel
I think you're a dictator, though, aren't you?
Yeah, dictator. Sorry, yes.
I see.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, that's a great idea. Pick a game that teaches you the skills of living on an island.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
That is
Stranded
genius.
Deep. The Deep Stranded Deep. What's this survival game that is literally?
Yeah, I know what you mean the shark one.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
You build like a raft and then like a shark.
You're literally stranded on an island in the game.
There's
That's a
also the
great
one
idea.
called Raft, right? There's also
Raft.
that game Raft.
Yeah. That one I haven't played.
What's that other one where you swim? Oh, Subnautica.
Subnautica.
Yeah, that's
I love
obviously
that
alien
one.
island. A little bit different, but
I've heard good things about that.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I actually recently played the Subnautica, the winter one, or the second one, which is like in this cold climate. Sub-Zero, I think it's the sequel or something.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
I actually haven't played Subnautica, but I watched someone. They did like one of those
speedruns.
No, they did like an 8-hour gameplay video, and whilst I was working, I just had it on in the background, and it was so nice to watch, just running around, swimming around,
Yeah, it's one of those like
getting
ambient
things, and it's quite nice. And I think I even had the noises, from the actual game, because it has like nice music and
it's really well made.
I just had that in my headphones whilst I was working, and it helped me so much.
Have to check it out.
Like when I was young, I played a game called Natural Selection, which was a Half-Life mod based on this kind of alien versus marine.
Okay.
And then later, that was one of the best Half-Life mods for me back in the days. And I found out then later that it's the same studio that used kind of the alien stuff that they built for that game, 20 years ago for Subnautica. So it's like, it was just cool.
Interesting.
If we want to talk about Half-Life mods, we could be here for
I mean, now I gave out my age,
Yeah, same here.
So you've gone with Sims. I think I'm going to have to go with... this does teach you some skills with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Because that is endless, isn't it?
You just kind of said that, you shouldn't go online multiplayer games. I mean, do you consider Minecraft single player or multiplayer?
I'm playing it. I'm only playing it single player. Because wait, you can
You're
have
kind
your
of cheating.
No,
But
nah. But you can play Minecraft without other people, right?
Fine,
You can
fair enough.
play it solo, I suppose.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to play in a world that has other people in it. I think most of the time I played Minecraft, I haven't played with other people.
I will admit.
Really? That's like half the experience is the
I didn't have any friends when I was playing it.
Okay.
Don't have any friends now.
That's true.
I will admit I've never played Minecraft.
Really? Interesting. I mean, I haven't sunk that many hours into it compared to some people have put in a lot of time into it. And like, no judgment here. It's obviously a great game.
And the guy that's completely dug every single piece out, has emptied out the whole world.
Really?
Yeah. He's mined everything out. So
did he use a mod or did he just...
Shell. No,
I
he just kept
mean,
going.
like a lot of detailed stuff about Minecraft, considered you've never played it.
I mean, I do. I mean, we do a news section. And
It's true. We do constantly look
So
at news
come
like
across
every
a lot
single
of
day.
stuff.
I mean, I don't know what's the barrier of entry for news, but
News nerd, loser.
We do some pretty stuff that we find interesting, but other people might not.
Yeah.
on our news section.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah. To be fair, so yeah, I think Minecraft would be a good one because there's in single player, not online multiplayer, right?
And it's creative
because you can have some fun. You can be creative with it.
replayability is there.
The replayability is definitely there, and I can maybe teach myself how to craft things all I need is a bit of steel and a thing to, smelt the steel or whatever, that ore into steel or
smelter. Build a smelter.
Yeah, build a smelter. Oh, this is what I need to build a smelter. Yeah, I think I could learn from it.
You would survive. Yes.
I don't think I would survive. Klaus, do you have any more?
Round 2. Okay. Well, technically, I already did 2, but let's think of a third one. So I'm an avid card game geek. Go back to Magic the Gathering and Pokemon cool. and so on and so forth. Hearthstone. The problem though, card games are quite boring alone. But on the other hand, then card games is also let's say if you would be 2 people on that island, then I would definitely bring a card game because it would be a great interaction.
That's true. I actually haven't played Hearthstone that much, but it always comes up and I'm always like, I kind of want to play it because I played a lot of World of Warcraft before and it's from Blizzard
the universe is
I gave it a good go.
Yeah,
it was quite fun. The first card game that I ever played, apart from Solitaire. But
Ooh,
it was really exciting.
Solitaire might be a good one to
and deck of cards, you can do a lot of things.
That's true. Okay, James, got any more?
So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I really like these factory games, right? These automation where I'll give you an example. What?
It's so weird.
I know. I have to get it out. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a game called Factorio. Okay, so it's an example. Okay, the story is very thin, obviously, but it's not about that. It's about let's say you're literally on on an alien planet in this case, and you're given a few materials, and you can build a few things like a smelter for one. You can build a smelter, and then you start automating. So you have ore deposits, copper, stone, whatever materials that you can gather.
Yeah.
And then you build these things. Your main aim is to escape this alien planet, right?
It's like a resource management game. You need to build production and manage your resources and stuff. Yeah.
To build certain things, and then at the end of the game, you fly off, or in this case, you fight aliens.
Does it take a long time to achieve that goal?
Oh yeah. That's a long time. That's why I mentioned perfect for a desert.
For me, I'm it does sound kind of boring and maybe not what I would want to play, but at the same time, I feel like it does sound quite therapeutic as well.
It's addictive as well.
Yeah, it sounds addictive. Almost like how Candy Crush is just, it's not even a great game, but somehow it's addictive. Yeah. Is it kind of like that?
It's like that, but it's also the accomplishment you get from creating such an automated system that's creating all this stuff.
And can you create it in your own way, like the layout of everything?
Yeah, it's completely up to you.
Okay, and sorry, what kind of stuff do you make?
You make things that make things.
Okay, yeah.
So that all the materials go along conveyor belts.
Oh, okay, that's quite cool.
And then you got to make pickers, which put them into the factory things that make the other thing that you need to make the other thing.
So you have to make sure you're putting it right next to each other so the picker can put it in the right thing.
Yeah, and it's all. It's all about logistics as well. Is how efficient you can make the whole system.
I see.
I kind of like it.
It gets really
you've got me on board with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would actually be.
You should give it a go, but you do need a lot of time.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit like terraforming Mars if we go to board games or even like Catan or something.
Yeah. Okay.
There's loads of games like it as well. So Factorio is kind of like a 2D. It looks kind of indie. Oh, it is indie. I think it's by one guy. And then there's Satisfactory, which is completely 3D. It's first person.
Yeah.
It's a similar sort of thing. Then there's the Dyson Sphere program, which is... I'm going too far, aren't I?
Where do you get these games from?
Honestly, he trolls Steam and just finds the most random game that's probably free, and then he'll just play it all night.
Yeah, I fund all these indie developers.
Yeah. His wife
take my money.
Yeah, his partner does not know about that though.
I'm kind of doing that same in the Web3 space now, like exactly that. So I need to find that in the Web3 space. That sounds like a great...
go for it.
On-chain game.
I know this sounds stupid, but just this is going from what you're talking about with your game. I forgot what it's called, Kerbal Space Program or something.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it called that? Or it's called something like that anyway.
It's Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, so that game, have you ever seen it? You basically have to try and build a spacecraft and try and fly it as far away as you can. Or if you want, you actually can try and like orbit the Earth, and you can send up different, rockets and stuff. But it's so difficult because you have to build it yourself piece by piece. And, if you make too many boosters, then it might be too heavy. It might not even take off. If you have like a certain design, it might not be, what do you call it? Aerodynamic enough. I couldn't remember that word. It might not be aerodynamic enough. And I genuinely spent a lot of time playing that game and never got anywhere. So I feel like if I was stuck on a desert island, I'd have plenty of time to perfect my skills of space travel.
It's like a trial and error kind of thing. You keep building, you try it. Doesn't work, fail, you try again.
Yeah, and it's quite cool because you can actually you try and get a certain trajectory to be like, all right, I want this spaceship to go to Mars and then orbit around it, and you have to try and like figure out the science of that and stuff. So it's very geeky, but it's also quite like loony. It's not like super polished. It's a little bit like stupid looking.
I'm starting to realize that I play way too like esports competitive games. Like this is not the games that I'm too familiar with.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm not very familiar with esports games.
To be honest with you though, if it was like I'm stuck on a desert island with 4 other dudes or 9 other people, and it was like, hey, what game do you want? I mean, I wouldn't mind playing 5v5 Valorant or League of Legends for a long time.
Yeah, except that then like quite soon there would only be 3 left.
Yeah, exactly.
Like people get toxic and
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
and then thingy's died. Thingy's killed.
We'll throw this overboard.
Honest question: are you toxic when you play League of Legends?
Is this off or on the record?
This is on the record. This is on the record.
Don't put me in the spotlight. I mean, I guess honestly, every competitive gamer has a toxic side.
Yeah.
In my defense, though, I generally play support roles, so I would say I have a bit more like leanway.
Yeah.
Or then it's always basically the carry side, like fault. It's not. Never the support's fault.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I like playing support in League of Legends.
Oh.
Yeah. Because then it's just not on you.
Exactly.
Or even if you play bot lane with a support, I feel like if the bot lane isn't doing so well, then it's fine. Everyone's like, if mid and top mess up, then what are you doing? But if bot messes up, I think you're all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know. I can't really think of any others. I know it's a bit of a geeky one, the Kerbal Space Program, but you should give it a go, I think.
I'll have to check this and the Factory game, to be honest, because I do like to build things in general. So, like even in just we take something like, I don't know, Warcraft 3 or StarCraft, where I mean, it's still like optimizing the resource management in these, like you have your wood and you have your gold and you need to do that. So like, obviously that's just a small part of the bigger game, but here it seems like it's the whole game, that resource management. So I can, I like it.
I feel like, just last game for me anyway, I feel like the older games, were a lot less, multiplayer and a lot more single player, right?
Absolutely.
So one that I remember playing a lot of time on was Rome Total War. Mm-hmm. So it's Total War game, but it's Rome.
Yeah.
And that is completely single player, and you can choose the Romans or you can choose the Carthaginians or whatever. You can play as different people and do it over and over again. So I think for me, that one would be my bread and butter.
Yeah, okay.
Because Total War games are, I haven't played them in a while, but back then. It's like Age of Empires, kind of similar.
I was just, I was thinking Red Alert after that, like these kind of games, and they're single player, but still has the replayability, challenging enough.
Classic.
Have you played Total War game before? No?
I did, not much, but I do remember them. There was like that same era, Red Alert, Age of Empires.
So good. So in like the Total War games, you basically... say if you start as the Romans, right? You're actually just one kind of section of the Roman army. So there's different factions in the Roman army as well. And you're like the leader of one. So basically you build an army, you go and try and take over different parts of Europe and stuff and Africa and whatever. But the thing is say you go take over a city, right? You win the battle, but then you have to also manage the city and make sure they don't revolt against you. There might be an uprising.
Oh, okay.
You have to kind of
detailed.
you have to like say how much you're going to tax them and stuff like that. And if you tax them too much or the living conditions are too bad, they like go against you. So there's a lot going on you have to always be thinking of. So
there was actually recently, I sometimes do this, find out what's the free game of the week.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was called, something steampunk maybe, but it was exactly like this. It's basically the game was about you have like a population or a civilization. It's after the ice age or something.
Yeah.
And there's like a furnace in the middle, and then you start expanding it out.
Frostpunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
James, you know all of these games.
I was quite sure that when I explain it enough, you'll figure it out. But that game was actually quite fun. It was very much kind of resource management, what you're now saying,
but
building.
It was like survival at the same time.
Yeah. And then you need to keep the people happy so they work. And, that was good. I played it the weekend, basically.
Yeah.
Never again after that.
Yeah, I gave it a good few hours and then didn't get back to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
was it free when you bought when you had it?
I think I purchased it. But I think it was in like alpha or something. It was what's the word?
Okay. Early access. Yeah.
Like years ago, and then I just sort of followed it.
Yeah.
Got to a point where it's playable now.
Honestly, he comes out with games that I have never heard of in my life. But I guess I should probably start trawling Steam a little bit more and
I think this was
expanding my horizons.
Epic has those weekly free games, so I usually check what's there. Then you just download it.
To be fair, Epic have some really good games for free as well.
Yeah.
They do.
Like expensive ones usually.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, has anyone got any more, or do you want to end it there?
Well, I just want to do a little shout out.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
You know the character from League, Virtuoso?
Okay. I don't know.
Like,
from League of Legends?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like 150 characters. I can't remember them all. Wait, what? Let me Google. Virtuoso?
I'll probably recognize it if I see it, but I'm not like...
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know the game too well.
Okay.
Myself.
Oh, Jin. It's Jin.
Jin.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jin. The Virtuoso.
It's a skin.
It's a skin.
Okay, so you say Jin Virtuoso skin.
Yeah. So Jin is the character.
Okay. I'm just like, I don't deserve this now.
So go on with your showdown.
Yeah.
Well, okay. A colleague of mine is a designer, video virtuoso, if in fact.
Okay.
And we had like a creative task that we do every now and then for the team.
Yeah.
And it was to do their own portrait of someone in the team.
Okay.
Or like do some artwork based on their face or whatever. And JP has beautifully rendered me as Jin.
No
with
way.
a virtuoso skin.
That is quite cool.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's the that's the skin. That's the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. See,
Let me
now
just
I
show
know.
that to the camera.
I feel ashamed that I don't know.
No,
Anyway.
it's cool. You don't play League of Legends. James,
No, I don't.
James doesn't like his.
But the reason he did it was because we had the interview with Luciano from Riot Games.
Okay, cool.
And he
We
was
should have showed
inspired.
Luciano. We haven't showed
Yeah.
Luciano. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, this was done.
Oh, he did it afterwards. Okay. Okay, nice. All right, perfect. Well, those are the games that we think would be great if we were stuck on a desert island. I know we went a little bit off topic, but in the end,
Last question.
I think it was quite fun. Yes.
How many days with these games do we feel we would survive at that island?
I don't know, to be honest. I reckon I could go a while. Depends how good my PC setup was.
No, but this is when you consider food and water.
Do we also have to survive? Yeah.
Now you're making a game out of this as well. Resource management. Okay, scrap that one.
No.
I've ruined it.
We'll say that you don't need food or water or to go to the toilet or anything like that. You can just sit there and play games.
You're a superhuman.
Yeah.
You transcended.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Was it like which game that we?
No. How long do you think you could go for?
You have those games. So what? We have 8, 9 games now.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, minimum 6 months. I reckon I could go for without going insane.
Yeah, that's kind of not basically dying of boredom or insanity. Yeah,
6 months. But this is how many hours a day?
I mean, you still sleep. My goodness. I was actually gonna go for a quarter, 3 months, but I respect we can do this mentality.
Yeah, I think so. James, go on. You 3 months, 6 months. What would you say?
A week.
No, you're joking.
Because I want to build a raft and get off the island.
Ruined it. All right, well, there you go. There are Desert Island Games. Why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
My name is Klaus, and I'm the founder of YaLLa Esports. So I guess what I do is I keep the circus running to the best of my capabilities here at YaLLa Esports.
I feel like it would be hard to be like the boss of an esports thing and not just mess around all the time and just play games and enjoy yourself.
I mean, don't you know, like I'm trying to hide that, you know, I need to be the boss in the office and all these things. No, I mean, we do have, let's say, not so corporate company culture, but at the end of the day, we are a professional company.
Nice. Okay. And do you want to just tell us, for those that don't know, a little bit more about YaLLa Esports and, you know, what it is and does?
YaLLa Esports started in 2016, first and foremost an esports team. Now, just to get everybody on the same page, esports means competitive video gaming. So yes, believe it or not, you can even double check, fact check on Netflix or Google. It's a thing. I'm not going to go into more details. But we also did quickly realize that, you know, in 2016 especially, the region... The being only a team was a bit challenging to then, you know, be a financially sustainable company. So now YaLLa Esports is also, we have a boutique marketing agency around gaming. So we help other brands who now finally has realized the power of gaming, how to enter the market, because it's a really amazing space. You know, the fans of gaming, that they are super loyal to the teams, to the brands who do it right. But it's also one of the most, let's say, savage communities if you kind of come off wrong, you know, like you're not one of us. So we help the brands to bridge that gap.
And the brands aren't necessarily gaming related brands, are they? They could be any sort of brands who want to kind of target the gaming audience. Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, for me, like the most exciting and like the most exciting project is let's say a bank or a telco, because these are, you know, brands that usually you stick with for the whole lifetime. But, you know, when you talk gaming to those young adults in a right way, then it's like, honestly, I can't figure out a better marketing strategy than to use gaming for these kind of brands. But obviously you then have your endemic brands as well. But I would say these days gaming is mainstream, and any brand can find a way.
No, it makes sense. And obviously the demographic for gaming is I mean, pretty precise, right? I mean, it does span from quite young to quite old as well. So I think any brand has a place in targeting gamers through sponsorship.
And it's only getting bigger as well as we go.
It's not, you know, like only kids or you know, it's both female and male. You know, all age groups. It used to be, you know, only males, and people think we are sitting in a basement and, you know, nerds, all this stuff. But no, it's mainstream.
So what got you into the gaming industry in the first place?
Well, I mean, first of all, I've been a lifelong gamer, so you know, was even a professional gamer in CS 1.6, if anybody remembers, you know, that's like 20 years ago or something like that. But so then how I got into the gaming industry with YaLLa Esports was basically back in 2016. I really realized that there's so much kind of untapped talent of gamers in the region. So I just wanted to build a support network, you know, how to basically go pro in gaming. And that's been actually one of the most, you know, great things about this whole journey, that these days we are you know, 20 full-time employees, which means there is 20 people making a real job in an industry they love, you know. And this is not, I'm not talking about our professional gamers. This is only our staff in and team in our office, which is, there's like creative people, there's account management, there's obviously the team management. Then if we put the whole organization together, it's like 100 people with oral talent and you know, influencers and all the gamers. So I'm just happy that first of all, we have convinced a couple parents on the journey that this is a real job. Like they still maybe struggle explaining to their parents that what do they do? But hey, it pays their rent or their life. So
it's a career.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we do at YaLLa Esports. We create careers and support gamers and professionals in the industry.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic though that you kind of conceptualized this and then turned it into this. So you're saying we and stuff, but it's obviously got to start somewhere, and you founded it. So I mean, congratulations to you on actually doing all this in the first place. It's amazing. Do you feel like you've really kind of made it? Is this what you wanted to do?
I mean, I definitely feel that we have come a long way, but it really started honestly without a big plan. It was kind of like a small team just trying to. It was Overwatch back in 2016.
Nice. Were you competing? Sorry.
No. I was. I mean, unfortunately, I'm a bit too old to compete anymore. I do like Hearthstone or card games, brain games.
Yeah. The mind ones.
Yeah, the mind games. But yeah, then all of a sudden, like somebody, like we try to always be as professional as possible. So from day one, we actually had then a trade license, so potentially we could sign up legally binding contract with players and sponsors, and then people just started to see like these guys are legit. You can work with them, and maybe also obviously a good timing with the whole gaming industry booming.
Timed it very well. Yeah. So Klaus, what sort of esports games does your team dive into?
So currently the focus is on PUBG Mobile and Valorant. Then we have a FIFA project in the pipeline.
Cool.
And we have our little legacy Hearthstone team. Always there. I'm still part of it if there is some tournaments.
Oh, great.
Cool.
And actually also Honor of Kings, which is a MOBA on phone, and we are traveling next week to Korea to represent the Arab region in the World Championship for that particular game.
That's amazing. I've got to give a little round of applause for that. That's awesome. I actually saw they were doing Honor of Kings down at the Dubai Esports Festival, right?
So
were you guys competing in that?
We were not allowed to be there because they were worried that maybe somebody gets COVID or somebody gets stuck somewhere. Because we need to be basically next week in Korea. But it's honestly always a struggle with these travels, and this region. When we have, for example, the Honor of Kings team, there's nationalities from Egypt, Morocco, Iraq, getting everybody logistically to Korea. So I do understand that the publisher also is like, let's focus on one thing. If we get one visa, that's
amazing.
That's enough.
Honor of Kings has kind of came out of nowhere for me. Because I feel like I never really heard of it until maybe like 6 months ago, and then is that all of a sudden like a massive game that everyone's playing?
Give us a lowdown. What is it about? Was it?
I mean, basically, it's like Dota or League of Legends, but on phone. So like a MOBA, 5v5. You have your lanes, you have your towers.
Okay.
So the game format in itself is
already pretty popular.
Yeah, it's pretty popular. But then this is by Tencent.
Yeah.
We actually we played a game called Wild Rift before, which is similar as well on mobile.
Isn't that like the League of Legends version on mobile, right?
So basically, then that team transferred. Kind of to Honor of Kings because it's transferable skills at the end of the day, right?
Okay.
Because there was a great opportunity to go to this World Championship in Korea, and we took a bet that if we build a team and train them, coach them, we can make it, and we did. So
nice.
That's,
so you had to compete regionally first. To be able to get to Korea.
That was a big qualifier regionally.
And did you have to win that?
Yeah, obviously it's only one
amazing.
team. So basically, all the teams that were now competing in this one, it's the same teams that we had to already compete and beat once. So because there was only one slot to Korea. But it's that's like a $10 million prize pool.
Wow.
There's already like $250,000 locked just by basically going there. So
no way. So do you guys think like you're going to be contenders to win it, or
I mean,
do you think there's some like crazy Korean team that's just going to smash it?
Yeah, look. Let's be real. I mean, the Chinese teams or the Asian teams, Honor of King is much more popular in Asia to begin with. So this is kind of like the first season we have a team in it here from the Arab region. So I'm sure that the competition is going to be super hard. But that being said, there's no benchmark. There's never been an Arab team versus the Chinese team. So maybe our play style is something they have never seen, and they don't know what to do.
And you're still going to come home with some money anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean, we are already kind of the regional champions, and it's honestly, it's just great to also for the guys to get stage time and get that experience to play on an international stage.
When it comes to the, like the business side of things, are you kind of thinking, all right, we're going to be on a stage for a big competition, like sponsors, hello, come see us.
Yeah.
Is that something you're now going to start... are you going to basically make a game plan for this specific tournament to get new sponsors on or something like that for this tournament?
Well, tournament specific, we do, like we basically create every major event like this. We create into a campaign with our agency side. And then obviously one part of the campaign is to promote YaLLa Esports going there and sharing the story of the players and making sure that they deserve the spotlight. But then obviously we do invite our existing sponsors and even new ones to kind of be part of that journey,
because they're going to get some screen time.
But generally speaking, we do like to work long time. So all our sponsorships on the jersey, it's like it's a 1 year, like a one
no
season.
matter where you're going, it's on the jersey. You
get the whole package. And it's honestly like I mean, I'm wearing the jersey right now, so that means the jersey will be on YouTube very soon, for example. And that's not something that, let's say, when our sponsors came on board last year, they knew that they're going to get. So kind of by being a partner with a team, you'll never know where the jersey is going to be.
Interesting. I mean, they can get really lucky, and you guys could win the whole thing and be standing up there with all the cameras on you, and you got all their sponsorship.
Exactly.
But they'll love that. But then that's probably just going to make them want to sign up for the next year and the year after. And
so you got to stay good.
I mean, basically, like nobody wants to partner with the losing team. So that is obviously you can't.
That's why we haven't started our own esports team, because we would be the losing team.
I mean, you can't win everything, but let's just like we have essentially kind of like a goal or rule. Like if we can't stay consistently like a top 4 team, then we maybe basically step down, rebuild, and come back next season, or change title or so. So like, and it's honestly much harder than it sounds, So it's.
Do you have like scouts that find best players around and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, one of our, let's say, secret sauce is definitely we've been around the community for a long time, so we know the players, and then people start whispering like, "Have you seen this guy or that guy?" So then we try to obviously scout the new young talent. We also have some academy teams, like academy projects that we basically build kind of incognito, because before we put the YaLLa jersey on them, we want to make sure that they're top 4, and an academy team might need a season or so they might be playing as whatever YaLLa Esports, and nobody knows, right?
I see. Okay. And how does it work? I mean, I don't know if you're allowed to tell us specifically, but how does it work with the esports teams that you have? Do you pay them like a salary and then they get like a commission if they win, or like do they just get winnings or something like that?
So we are a fully professional company. So everybody that works at YaLLa Esports do have a salary.
Okay.
But obviously some of the players they can be like kind of part time. Most of them are full time, but some of them are part time or however they kind of like. I can't go into details how much salary.
No, that's fine.
Then it's also like salary is one part. Then obviously the prize winnings, if you win a big tournament, majority of it goes to the players. I mean, they did the hard work.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll still take like a small percentage, but they'll get most of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
I mean, it depends. I mean, it's quite industry standard. It's anything from, like I think the average is around 20% for the team and 84 for players.
It's pretty great, actually, isn't it? Because you're supporting them players and getting them into the right positions, and then they're still walking away with 80% of it. That's pretty cool.
I mean, that's good business, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the play, honestly, like that is a bit of a misconception when people start sending me messages if we win a big prize pool, like, oh, Klaus, you guys made so much money, and I'm like, well, no, it's the players. Like, they should congratulate them, not me.
Yeah.
On the flip side, then obviously, our business model is to build the brand deals and the sponsorship, because that's then where we as a company make majority of our money. But also the players, like if you're a YaLLa Esports player or an influencer, and then we work with all these brands. So there's a lot of jobs that maybe they want to have an exposure on a stream or something like that. So you might have X in salary, but then through YaLLa Esports, you keep constantly getting these jobs with some brands here and there.
That's cool.
Yeah. So with all that said, you talk about success and how good the team can be. What's been the greatest achievement so far?
As a team, I think honestly the greatest achievement is just the fact that we have kind of went from basically, more or less one-man show into a company with full-time employees, and it's not only the players who are professionals, but we have literally tens of professional people in the industry. Then if we want to look at any kind of particular trophy or moment that we won as a team, I mean, honestly, every single trophy feels so good, but so no matter which one I choose, then I'm gonna have
you don't want to pick favorites. Yeah.
Why did you choose that team? But I think on a personal level, we have to go back to Hearthstone. So it was super early in 2017. So basically at the inception, Maasen, one of our Hearthstone players, my teammate at that time, went all the way to China, qualified to China to a Hearthstone tournament, went all the way there. And by the way, I was taking him basically to the airport, and it was the first time he's gonna go on a plane.
No way.
And I was I didn't even know that he has never been on an airplane.
Wow.
And it was so cool to do. Okay, I was so what do I tell him? So this is the security checking around. I felt so responsible sending him alone. Basically
like
China.
your own child.
Really. So, but anyway, then he went to China and he won the whole tournament.
No way, he won the whole thing.
He won the whole tournament.
Wow.
And it was just
What was the prize pool for that?
Well, that prize pool, it wasn't anything massive. 20. I mean, it was $20,000 or maybe maximum 50. So it was obviously big money for us as a company, big money for him back in the day. But now 5 years later, everybody has $1 million prize pool here and there. So
I guess it's even more special because that was maybe the point for you where you were like, oh, this is actually a possibility that we can actually have these players and have these esports tournaments and actually win money and keep growing the business.
Yeah, it was either College Times or one of these newspapers, I can't even remember, that wrote about it.
Cool.
And I was like, okay, we're in the magazines now,
That's
we made it. Or maybe the Metro as well, or some of these magazines. Yeah. So that was cool.
Fantastic. Let's just quickly talk before we end. I want to talk about you have a big interest in blockchain gaming and play to earn. So do you want to just explain to us, for those that don't know, your insights into what is blockchain gaming?
Yeah, so I'm that's a personal passion project.
Yeah.
But I'm very put it simply. If you think about gaming, back in the days, all the games used to be single player story. Then came, online, internet came, and we went, multiplayer. And now all the games are multiplayer. Free to play came from nowhere. We used to pay $50 for the game. So I truly believe that blockchain is kind of the next technology that will change the way the whole gaming industry works. What excited me the first time when I understood what was possible was, imagine when when back in the days, if you wanted to, let's say, sell World of Warcraft gold, or I mean, I'm not saying I did, but if you wanted to do, or Diablo 3 items, you had to like trust the guy, eBay, whatever, like you never really know what's going on. Blockchain enables like these kind of things, basically transfer of ownership in a gaming world, digital assets, super transparent, super secure. So that's what I believe in. Now, unfortunately, obviously, like we all know that it has went a bit like, monkey JPEG NFTs and all this stuff. And it's a bit weird currently. And I mean, especially today and last week for blockchain and crypto hasn't been the greatest. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to find founders of indie game studios, developers like that are building something cool. If I really believe in them, I might even, write a small angel investor ticket, or at least like buy their NFTs. Yeah. And what I really love about the space, that you can literally find amazing games, find their Discord. In 5 minutes, you're like chatting with the founder or the founding team. And they listen to your input. Like, let's say if I wanted to, I don't know, make some changes in World of Warcraft or something like that, that's impossible, right?
Yeah.
But here you like they are so kind of like receptive, and then when you have these, like, you own the NFTs of the games, they like feel that you're almost like part of the
like
team.
A share or something.
Yeah. So I really love that of the whole thing, and those communities are very small, but they're super strong.
I feel like that in the gaming industry as it is right now, a lot of the kind of competitors, right? The different gaming developers and publishers, they're very much against each other. They don't like what other people are doing. I don't want to work with you or do anything with you. Whereas in blockchain gaming, from what I've known, is everyone wants to help each other and push each other. Because they just want the industry of blockchain gaming to actually become a bit more recognized and a bit more, grow the user base. So I think in blockchain gaming, you're one developer and you talk to another developer, and they're not going to be like, oh, go away. They're going to be like, oh, I'll promote your game, you promote my game. Okay, yeah, great, let's do that. And I feel like that's a really nice way of doing it. And actually in, blockchain, you have a thing called a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, which basically allows, like you were kind of saying with people buying NFTs, allows the actual community base to buy in to what you're doing and actually have a say in the company. So the companies aren't going, oh, this is how we're going to do it. They will actually potentially propose like 5 different ideas, and the community will vote on which one they want, which is great. Obviously, it's by how many shares you own in the community in that token or whatever it is. But I think it's a really nice way of doing it, and I feel like that is what the blockchain is for, and that's why people go, oh, what is this blockchain and NFTs things? But like you said, it did go a bit crazy with all these the monkey NFTs and everything like that. But what it actually is there for is for people to have their own say in what is going on in a project that they want to invest in. Not necessarily invest money in, but invest time in. And if you're buying an NFT, it might only cost $20, but you still have a say in what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're a part of it.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Like the blockchain gaming, everyone's like, oh, why would I do that? But right now, I think it's because the games aren't necessarily good. Or, there's a lot of games out there that they're not really, the people who've developed it are trying to just make money off it instead of actually trying to make a good game.
Yeah. Whereas, and then that's the misconception as well when you talk about money, blockchain, and NFT with a game. Then it's like you think immediately, oh, they just want to take money from me.
And unfortunately, a lot of them do that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, most of the player bases of current like Web3 games, the player base is not gamers.
Yeah,
they're retail investors.
Exactly. Yeah,
and that's a huge problem. And I'm trying to, like, eventually I want to maybe even bring YaLLa Esports into there to bridge the gap, but it's way too early.
Yeah,
So
I think it just needs someone, like, it could be a studio that's going to be a new studio, or actually like a studio that's already there. Whatever, Ubisoft or whatever, to actually go, hey, we're going to create a big AAA game. We're going to spend like 4 years making this NFT game. And I feel like it's only when someone does that people are going to go, oh, this is actually a legit thing.
Yeah. I mean, one of the best projects, actually, I'm not going to start shilling any project, but one of the best projects that I'm involved, like, it was actually a completely Web 2 game that they have been developing for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And then like last year, basically they kind of understood what was the possibilities and they pivoted. So technically they had a functioning game and then they just kind of built a new backend. The game itself,
Makes
like
sense.
they even decided to publish both a blockchain version and a Web 2 version.
Interesting, yeah.
And players can then literally choose which one they play on.
Awesome.
Very good.
Perfect. Well, honestly, we could probably keep talking for a
We
lot
could.
longer, but I think we're going to have to
I'll be
cut
back
it here.
next week.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Part 2, Part 3 of the podcast with Klaus. Klaus from YaLLa Esports, you have been fantastic. We've learnt a lot, and we're very excited about what you guys are doing, and we're definitely going to help support in any way. So thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, both of you.
I've got some new games.
Nice. I love new games of the week. The release this week, I assume?
Yeah, over the last week.
Okay.
The first one is Goat Simulator 3.
No way.
Yeah, there's a third one.
That is cool. I do love those sort of random games. They're quite fun.
Random, chaotic, just a mess. But like, it's a fun game. Now they feature a 4-player co-op mode, so you can just mess around with 4 goats.
4 goats just messing around. I love it. That does sound fun. I'm definitely going to give that one a go.
Yeah, that's on PS, Xbox, and PC.
Nice.
The next big one
Ooh.
is off the Call of Duty franchise. It is Warzone 2.0.
Oh, nice. Well, that came out, a couple days ago, I assume.
Yeah. And you're an expert at this, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, Warzone is basically like the free-to-play Battle Royale mode. So Battle Royale is like 100 players go into a map, and you've got to be the last one standing, but you've also got to try and find your weapons as you go, and your ammo and armor and stuff like that. It's like obviously popularized by PUBG and Fortnite, that kind of
same sort of format.
Battle Royale. But yeah, pretty excited for that. It is a free game, but it is like over 100 gigabytes download, so make sure you've got the space. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the PS, Xbox, and PC as well. And another release I'm quite excited about. It's a bit different. It's a game called Pentinent.
Pentinent, okay.
It's by the developers of Fallout New Vegas, The Outer Worlds, South Park: Stick of Truth.
Okay, cool.
It's a narrative adventure from the 16th century.
Interesting.
It's a very interesting looking game, and it just popped up recently. It's not your typical first person or 3D action game. It's more like it's a storytelling based on sort of the 16th century art style.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So it's like sort of 2-dimensional, but it's very sort of it's unusual.
Yeah, a little bit different. So if you're not into your mainstream games like Warzone,
maybe
check out
something a
Pentinent.
bit different. Yeah, Pentinent. Something different. It's just gaining popularity and it's getting some rave reviews, and that's on Xbox and PC.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for your new gaming releases, James.
You're welcome.
I have got your gaming news. I think you're going to like it. Some cool stuff happening.
Tell me.
Number 1, Hogwarts Legacy have released a combat and gameplay kind of video trailer,
cool,
if you like.
Finally, yeah.
Which is really cool. So Hogwarts Legacy, obviously based off the Harry Potter series, but it's kind of the first one in like Harry Potter game that is actually like a big game that looks really cool. It's coming out the first quarter of next year, like February or something like that. You can actually create your own character exactly like how you look or how you want it to look. You got 20 learnable spells such as Levitation Charm, Wingardium Leviosa, and loads more. And the combat looks really cool. Like you're actually, moving around and having to dodge spells and block spells and fire spells back at people. And yeah, it does look really cool. So make sure you go check that out on our website, daily-gamer.net. We put the gameplay trailer up on there. Also, Rockstar, apparently, so Rockstar are the gaming developer and publisher who made like Grand Theft Auto and other games as well. They apparently, this has kind of come out recently, that they got approached to do an Eminem, like the rapper Eminem, lead film of Grand Theft Auto.
What?
So Eminem wanted to actually star as the main character in a Grand Theft Auto
GTA
film.
protagonist. Wow.
Yeah, which looks pretty cool. And this is back in like 2001 or just after 2001, and he's approached with like $5 million. So back in 2001, that's pretty
2001, so that was what GTA
3. Yeah.
Okay.
And basically, they said, we're not interested, and said that we think Grand Theft Auto, the game, would be more popular than the movie. And it ended up making $1 billion or something like that. So, yeah, 5 million, whatever.
Made the right decision.
Exactly, and now it's obviously gone on to make even bigger stuff. And then this is just a little, just letting you know, the Christmas season is coming up, right? The festive season. PS5s and Xboxes have already started seeing a huge increase in sales.
Course, yeah.
So if you're thinking about buying a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or S for Christmas for yourself or for someone else, you better get buying it now.
Yeah,
don't wait till Christmas Eve to buy your PS5 or Xbox, because there'll probably be none left. All right, just a bit of a disclaimer.
Okay,
there you go. So that is your gaming news of the week. Go buy a PS5 now.
Thank you.
Now, PSVR, right? So the PlayStation Virtual Reality. Yeah. So pretty cool. They've had PSVR number 1, and they've said they're bringing out PSVR number 2, and apparently it's going to be amazing. It's going to look so cool. It's going to be like super high definition and whatever. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've just come out with how much it costs, and I just want to ask you if you think it's worth it.
Okay.
$550. So that's like
US dollars.
Yeah, US dollars. That's like almost 2,000 dirhams, probably 1,800-ish dirhams for the VR. So you have to buy the PlayStation,
and then
you have to buy the PSVR 2, and then you have to buy the games for the PSVR 2. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think that
if you're
bit high?
Already on the PS5,
yeah,
another couple thousand I don't think would kill you, because I have a Quest. Quest 2, the Meta Quest 2, and that was priced at around 1,500, I think.
Okay, so around the same price as the PSVR 2.
Yeah, so, and you didn't need a console for that. That's a standalone.
Yeah, so here's my argument, right? Yeah. So the PSVR 2 will only play on PSVR games, whereas the Meta Quest 2 can play anything.
Yeah.
Right? You can literally play... Yeah, it's got a larger variety of games, whereas the PSVR 2 is only going to be like PlayStation compatible VR games.
Yeah, when you throw that into the works,
you might as well just buy a Meta Quest 2 for the same price.
Because you can play PC, you can play Steam.
Exactly. You can go on Steam and play all of the PSVR, not PSVR, but all the VR games that you want, which will probably be the same games that PSVR will have, plus loads more. So, just a little food for thought.
Yeah. I will eat it.
If you want to get a VR thing, my suggestion is go for the Meta Quest 2. It's wireless, and it looks great. And for the price point, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's a good entry level.
Definitely. Especially if you want to start entering the metaverse. If you want to check out everything we're doing, make sure you head over to all of our socials. So Instagram and stuff like that, it is Daily Gamer Official.
And our website is www.daily-gamer.net.
Yes. I have got your top 5 games of the week, and this week is actually not necessarily talking about specific games, but places that you can actually download free games from, because who doesn't love free games? This is more for PC. All right, so if you're a PC gamer.
Cool.
Obviously on consoles, Xbox and PlayStation do have free games, especially
they have their own Game Pass and PS Plus.
Yeah, so you can subscribe to those, which you have to pay for, but then you get free games, which is not too bad. But if you actually just want free games and you're just on your PC and just having some fun, even if you're just a really casual gamer playing games at work, why not? There's one called Acid Play, so it's a great site for finding simple free games, including a lot of indie titles. And also, what's really cool is games developed by individual aspiring creators.
Oh, cool.
So people who want to be gaming developers and they've just like created a little free game and they've put it out there. So Acid Play, that one's quite cool. Obviously, you can get Epic Games Store.
Yeah.
They're the guys who created Fortnite and some other games, and they have kind of come out and just smashed it over the last maybe like 5 years now with a platform to download loads of games like Steam or whatever. But what they've done is they've spent millions and millions of dollars losing money on purpose to give people as many free games as they want, which I think is really, really cool.
Nice.
Just to try and attract more people to go on and download games from Epic Games. So check them out. They got loads of games from small to big free games. Origin, if you don't know, Origin is a platform that you can download. It's like an app that is actually by EA Games, and they do a lot of different games. And yeah, they're constantly putting out a lot of free games on there, which is cool. Obviously, they do FIFA, Madden, Mass Effect, stuff like that. And they also have an inbuilt Twitch streaming kind of part to their app as well on Origin. So check Origin out.
Nice.
Battle.net. So this is the guys from Activision Blizzard. Mm-hmm. Now, Activision Blizzard, it isn't a huge variety of games, but they have got their own games which are free to play, which is quite cool. You can actually play like Warzone and stuff like that from Call of Duty, but they also have like World of Warcraft. You can actually play it, a free version of it, and they've got other games like Hearthstone and stuff, which are all free games. So you can check out Battle.net. And finally, the one and only Steam. I mean, everyone knows Steam. Constantly putting out a lot of free games. They even have a whole section. You just click on free games, and it is just loads of stuff from small indie gaming developers who just want to put out a game and see how it goes, to games that might have in-app purchases potentially, but also games that were really big at some point. They might have got a little bit older, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's give this game out for free because we just want everyone to play it.
Quality.
So yeah, you got Steam, Battle.net, you got Origin, you got Epic Games, and Acid Play. 5 places to play free games.
Woo! No money spent.
Exactly. Who doesn't love free games? Go check it out.
Yeah.